Moving abroad can literally save your life. Did you know that? I'm telling you, moving abroad, leaving the situation that you are in where you feel so stressed out, getting out from under that can save your life. Don't go anywhere. Listen, sis. I'm going to be talking today a little bit clinically, but I want you to understand. I'm going to give you some data to let you know that the life that you're living right now, if you don't make a change, it will kill you, literally, or put you in a situation where you are disabled, major stroke, heart attack, autoimmune, all of it. All right. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Maggie. I'm retired. I live in Panama full-time, and I am super happy to be where I am right now. And I made that decision a few years back to leave where I was and move. And it wasn't so much because of stress, but I knew I needed to make a change. But today, I'm going to be talking pretty much about what stress does to you, the possibilities if you don't make a change, and how making a change can literally save your life and add years to your life. So if any of what I'm saying is of interest to you, I know you're going to like, share, subscribe, comment. I want you to tell me what you think. Because I was all set to talk about Antigua, which is my vacation spot I recently came from. But I felt the need after I wrote a small piece about neuro wellness, which is a new trend that I'm reading about in 2026, this year, where the focus is on regulating the central nervous system, because this is where the danger starts. This is when the brain, because the way your body is, it is sensitive to outward threats or anything that's happening. If you're happy, some hormones spew in your body. If you stress, some hormones spew in your body as well. But because the level of stress for some folks is unabated, and because in the days that we are living right now, I don't know that I've met anyone who's traveled, come to Panama, and telling you, oh my God, it is such a mess. We are so stressed. Stress in itself is not wrong. What is stress anyway? The World Health Organization calls stress a state of worry, of mental tension that is caused by a difficult situation. My definition of stress is anything, any situation that makes me feel like I am out of control, that I don't have a handle on things and I don't know what to do. The not knowing, to me, causes a stress level to come up to here, because I'm a problem solver. When I am living under a system where it's like you're in a straitjacket, you can't move, you can't change the situation, you feel totally helpless, you're still stressed, but there's nothing you can do about the situation because the system that is causing that stress is way bigger than you. And the squeeze is on every day. You're like, unabated stress is going to cause all kinds of situations to happen in your body. First of all, when you are in the situation, and I see a situation where I'm out of control, I don't have a solution, there is nothing I can do, but this thing upsets me. It stresses me out. It causes me to feel tension. That is distress. Eustress is that normal level of stress that says, oh, I'm going to give a speech. I'm a little bit anxious, right? But then once I start going, giving that speech, everything comes back to baseline. The way the Almighty designed our bodies, we are human beings. We are affected by stress, by outward factors, things that are outside of our control. We learn to cope, right? And then we bring everything to normal. So what happens when you feel that sense of dread, of threat, of feeling out of control, or feeling on alert all the time? I call that hyper alertness. Sends a message to your brain. The brain says, oh, we need help. We need help. Let's stand adrenaline and cortisol, two hormones that go in your body when you feel a sense of, I got to fight this, fight or flight. That is what those hormones are supposed to do. It's like, for example, sometimes you read maybe like a child, got under a car and a person left in that car, Mr. Cortisol and Mr. Adrenaline come to the rescue, give you that burst of superhuman energy so you can deal with the situation. But once you put that car down, it's like, whew, back to baseline. That's the way it's supposed to work. But when you are living under a system that constantly demonizes you, dehumanizes you, keeps you from getting what any other human being could get, calls you names, you don't get the promotion even though you're super qualified. You get the toughest assignment. I talk to people all the time. You get someone to look at you and like, oh, who do you think you are? You get the kids who get bullied all the time. That is unabated stress. And after a while, your body says, I can't hang on any longer. I can't. Because adrenaline that is spewing in your body causes your heart to stay in a fast rate. It's not supposed to do that. I told you the other day, if you don't reduce the heart rate, you go into heart failure. Then you get heart attacks. Then you get a stroke. Your blood sugars are out of control because stress does that. It increases your blood sugar. Your immune system is like, what's going on? Why am I so, what? And then next thing you know, you're catching pneumonia, you get the flu, and then you develop an autoimmune disease. In tomorrow's podcast, I talk about a young woman creator, YouTube creator, who got caught in that web and did develop an autoimmune disease. How many people we know in our communities with autoimmune diseases? A lot of it is stress related. Muscle tension, right? I remember people who were stressed out in my career as a nurse would have vague abdominal symptoms. You do all the tests, nothing is showing up, but that stress is causing that damage inward. They have ulcers, they're bleeding, they have stomachache, they have pain, unexplained pain. We call it psychosomatic, but it's not psychosomatic, it's neurogenic. It is coming from the brain, sending all these little fighting folks down there, and they never take a break. Mentally, what happens when you stress, unrelented stress, stress that is with you all the time? You get weird headaches, don't you? You get sick all the time. You catch the flu, a cold. You get mental confusion. You can't really problem solve very well. You're kind of spaced out. Anxiety, depression. We go through that. Unexplained stress, unrelieved stress will destroy this temple. It will destroy it. So sis, can you relate to anything that I'm saying? If you've been living under stress, and if you just think that stress is, well, in addition to what I said, unrelated stress could be in addition to the stuff you deal with at home, in the community, people who don't know you, don't care for you, even though they don't know you. At home, you could be dealing another battle. You could be fighting another battle. Maybe your spouse is not understanding. Maybe he's cheating. Maybe he's beating you up. You have children who are ungrateful, who don't do right, disrespectful. You think you're stressed? So in addition to just the outward stuff, unrelated stress, unrelieved stress is going to destroy your body. So take stock right now, sis. Go back and look and see what stress has done to you. Have you gone back to the source and say, you know what? I think this is stress related. Are you able to do that? Is the job stressing you? There was a young woman, a nurse, who said she would come onto the floor to get her assignment. And before she even goes out to get report, she'd be breathing in a bag in the bathroom, in the locker room, because she was hyperventilating. The thought of going on the floor, being handed an assignment that was unrealistic, where she knew people's hands, people's lives were in her hand. And knowing all that, they were so short-staffed that she could miss something. The threat, the thought of missing something that could endanger a patient's life causes internal stress. So she's hyperventilating in a constant state of panic, unrelented stress. Some people have had to leave nursing altogether because their body started to be affected. My sister ended up in the hospital. Cardiac catheterization, chest pain. Oh my God, she's having a heart attack. But how old is she? Arteries were clean. Discharged, going back the same day, back to the hospital until she says, I think it's the job. I think it's that new promotion that they gave me. Was dealing with people who didn't want you to be above them. They're determined to make your life hell. They could set you up and cause something major that you're responsible for. So it's stress. So what happened to my sister, she said she went back to her boss and she said, I don't want this, what is it, promotion? I don't want this job anymore. Give me back my little job where I'm in my little cubicle, and she's been fine ever since. Sometimes you have to make the tough decisions, but are you okay with making those decisions? Or do you feel like, I just have to hang in there. I'm going to hang in there, get that promotion. Like I know somebody who told me, I can't retire. I need to wait until I get to full retirement. You may or may not make it. All right. So what does that have to do with you moving, what I said, that is going to save your life? Because I'm just painting a picture for you. If you don't do something, the stress will kill you. And that's exactly what they want. So can you be smart enough and say, I know I'm on the fence. I know this person said, well, I don't want to retire and then not keeping up with the lifestyle that I'm used to. Are you willing to change your lifestyle to, I don't know, say lower the standard, but living a simpler life with less bling bling to save yourself? This is life and death. I'm trying to impress upon you how critical it is. All those of you dealing with arthritis, autoimmune diseases, high blood pressure. We had a doctor just now, yesterday I was reading, I think she's 52 or 55, who had a stroke. But I know she's in a high stress job. Sometimes the stress is self-imposed, in addition to societal pressures. But they're self-imposed because we have bought into the lie that we need to do all this stuff. We need to take care of the house, the kids, the job, the husband. and be perfect in everything so we can get the accolades. Killing yourself, sis. Pleasing everybody else. Save yourself. How is moving abroad going to save you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you are motivated to move abroad, you're going to commit yourself to doing some research. And what are you looking for when I say moving abroad can save you? It's going to reduce your stress majorly. I wish I could have some of the sisters that I talk to come on, but a lot of them are camera shy. People tell me they get into the airport here in Panama and they're like, they feel that sense of relief. You don't think that those hormones are not happy to say, you know what, we've been working so hard all these years. Whew, it's nice to take a break. Sis, go back to baseline. Yes. So your stress is going to be relieved. So you want to look at a place like Panama. I'm not saying come to Panama. I'm saying what people have said of Panama. And you've read my story. I did not run away from the US because of stress. I was tired of a job that really I was getting bored with. But when I was on that tour, you've heard my story. I was sitting in a boat, looking at the monkeys, looking at the sky, and the sense of peace and well-being came upon me. And I made an instant connection with Panama. I was like, I like it. I like the way I feel here. I don't think the Lord designed us to constantly be on edge, hyper alert. Oh, he's following me. Could be today, might be whenever my kids leave the house, you're like, oh my God, are they coming back? This is stress. If you're a mother of boys, you know what I'm talking about. And then it wasn't just men anymore. It's anyone, anywhere could be attacked, killed. Who can live like that? And I know a lot of you are living. This is your reality right now. And I'm saying this is outside. Then you have stuff on the inside: abuse, incest, sexual abuse, domestic violence, financial pressure. Oh no, you need that 4,000 square foot home that you cannot afford, but you got to work 2-3 jobs to maintain it so you can keep up with the Joneses. Killing you, sis. So when you're looking for a place to move to, you're looking for a place that's going to reduce your stress. You talk to people, talk to me. Oh, yes. You go to Thailand. Oh, go to Ecuador, talk to Jules. Oh, you go to Mexico City, Adelia. Oh, I love it here. Portugal, look at Mary. She's just traveling and she's having fun. You think your life is worth considering moving abroad? What else would decrease your stress if you move abroad? A lower cost of living. But that requires a mind shift, not for everybody. I was ready to live a life that was simpler. I was in a house by myself and I was like, I don't need all that space. I don't. I come to Panama, I don't even have a car. That would be hard for some people. Are you okay with taking a bus? Are you okay with riding the metro? I know you can Uber everywhere, but it's a mind shift. I carry my groceries in my backpack. And I said sometimes, if some of these folks from the jobs that I've had would see Maggie carrying her food, they would say, oh, what happened to you? Yeah, you know, they would bring their little haughtiness here. What happened to you? I'm like, hey, sis, because I'm already out of the loop. I don't think about like that anymore. I'm not looking for your approval. I'm not looking for you to say, oh, you belong in my little group or not. I'm not looking for that. So it's like, bye, Felicia. Bye. Please stay over there. Cost of living, renting a smaller apartment, eating fresh, simple food. You don't need to have the best, the brightest, the most expensive cuts of whatever. You don't. But unless you tell yourself, I don't, then you're not willingly reducing your stress. If you keep hanging on and you come to a place, wherever you come to, and you want to maintain the same lifestyle, you come with the same mindset, with the same type of expectation, the same level of impatience, the same level of this is the way it's supposed to be. You're not doing anything to reduce your stress, sis. And I'm trying to get you to reduce your stress to save your life. Because you could leave your regular environment, go to another environment, and keep living the same way. What's the point? It's a waste of time. Smaller house, it's okay not to have a car. You don't need to be going out 2, 3, 4 times a day. You don't have to be seen. I work with people who needed to be seen somewhere. Oh, did you go to that party? Oh, you missed it. No, I didn't miss a thing. I did not. I am sitting here in my own little house having the best time with myself, me, myself, and I. Thank you. We're good. We're good, sis. You go out there where you're paying $130 to go, well, $200 to go on an overnight cruise boat. That doesn't talk to me. I'm good, sis. I'm sitting in my little house, minding my little business, and having a wonderful, marvelous time. All right? It's a mind shift. The other thing that's going to reduce your stress, not just that you're paying less, like I just did, paying $26 for my electric bill. I'd never done that. Even at home, if I had $150, it was a good month. 25 or 26, I'll take it. That alone reduces my stress if I say, oh, at the end of the month, I still have some money left. But I don't go blow it and say, oh, I got $150 left. Let's see, where can I go? Where can I spend it? No, no bueno. Learning to manage your finances, learning to live within a budget. I know Adelia said she doesn't believe in budget. I do. I have to know what I'm spending and how much is left. And even in retirement, my goal is to make sure I have some left at the end of the month. So I do a little side hustle. I don't do that, not because I'm strapped for cash. No. And that's another conversation because it keeps me engaged. Now, you see, another way to counteract the effect of those bad hormones is to bring in good hormones like serotonin and dopamine, those hormones that make you feel happy. And for me, cooking, exercising, entertaining, teaching Spanish. Ooh, that's my Zen time. So don't cry for me, Argentina. Do not cry to say, oh, Maggie, she's so busy. It's self-imposed. This is therapy for me. What's your therapy? What brings you joy? What gets all those good hormones to flow into and infuse your body? Not worrying about whether you die today or tomorrow. It's like, okay, it's okay with me. So relationship is the number 3 thing that's going to help you here. If you move abroad to a place where you reduce your stress, you might say, oh, like a lot of women talk to me and say, you know, I'm 70 something and I'm worried that I'm going to come to a place, I'm going to be all alone. Who said you're going to be alone, sis? I came here all alone, but I'm not alone right now. It's a process, sis. I keep saying it. It's a mindset. If you don't use self-talk to talk to yourself out of feeling a sense of dependency about the circumstances, that everything needs to be exactly the way you know it. I know where the grocery store is, my doctor's over here, I have my garage, I'm chip, chip, and then I get in my car and I go here and that. Are you able to say, oh, well, maybe I'm going to have to walk a quarter mile to go over there? Are you going to be okay with that? You probably are, but if you tell yourself, oh my God, I'm gonna be tired, it's gonna be hot, I'm gonna be sweating, you start putting all the negative, you're never gonna move forward, sis. And listen, I understand that some of you are not gonna receive this message. I get it. It's not for everybody. You have to be a go-getter. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to shift. You have to be willing to pivot. If you're not willing to do that, I'm just wasting my time talking to the air. But I know maybe one or two of you, because I talk to you all, you listen to what I say. I know you may not agree, you may not do, but you heard. And that's all I can do. I plant the seed, the rest is up to you. So relationship, if you're like, oh, I'm gonna be all alone, that's a lie. There are a lot of us out here. There are a lot of people in Ecuador. Anywhere you want to go, there are other people. Unless you go to, I don't even know where you could go where you wouldn't find some level of community. It doesn't matter where you go. England, France, they are there. You just have to find them. And not let the beginning that might seem lonesome, but you're going to be on a journey to finding your tribe. That might require a little work. It requires you to reach out. And I know some people that have a hard time with that. They want everything to be given to them on a silver platter. And even if you go onto one of those Jackie's tours where she gives you all this information, you gotta do some stuff for yourself, sis. You got to find things out for yourself. And we're not talking about finding the right country. This is not the type of video because you know I have the self-assessment. You have to do your due diligence to see where it's going to be your spot. I found my spot. I said, Panama is not for everybody. It's fine for me. Because Panama and I, we gelled the first time we met. It's like, hey sis, hey sis. And it's been a happy marriage ever since. Are there things I don't like? Of course, but there are more things I like than things that I don't like. It's a mindset. So relationships, there are lots of sisters here who are ready to embrace you, welcome you. Tomorrow we're having our monthly meetup. We're gonna meet other sisters. We're gonna sit there, break bread together and talk to each other so we can get to know each other in a caring, loving environment. You have to open yourself to it, sis. I can't do a transplant for you up here. You gotta do it. That one is on you. All I can do is encourage you and tell you, you better do something before you kick the bucket. The other thing I think in relationship, and I'm gonna go somewhere I really shouldn't be going. You know, a lot of us are single, older women. Now, right now, I am proudly single and will remain so. That is my decision. But I know sometimes some sisters would say, this one said, well, you know, I miss being held sometimes. I get it. I get it. But if you go to a place where you're going to find community, you're going to be less inclined to go on these dating websites and get hooked up to God knows what. If you listen to the news about all these young women being killed here and there, I say, leave it alone, sis. Congregate with your sisters. Go out with your sister. Do things together. And I think if you find community, you're going to be less inclined to get yourself in a situation that may or may not work out, may or may not be the best, might be dangerous, because domestic violence still exists in older people. Don't get it twisted. Somebody who's an abuser doesn't change as they age. They get worse. So don't get yourself in a situation because you're afraid of being alone. That's what I wanted to say. Now, if God opens and brings the best, the brightest, the cutest, I got nothing to say. I don't have to have an opinion. But I'm saying, when you are stressed, you're not clear-headed. You don't make rational decisions. You've been battling depression, anxiety. This is not the best mindset for you to be choosing a partner. Heal thyself first. You need to get clear-headed so you can see with fresh eyes and not be blinded by the glitter, the sweet talk at your age. No bueno. So sis, this is what I wanted to share with you today. There's a doctor here called Dr. Duncan. He jokingly says, now you're in Panama, you're going to live longer. Fresh air, fresh food, vegetables, the environment, low stress, nobody's looking for you. You don't walk around looking over your shoulders thinking that somebody's trying to set you up or kill you. Stress relief. So you're going to live longer if you move abroad. You don't have to worry so much every single day. Commit to a simpler lifestyle and you're going to be happier than you've ever been. Living with less. Appreciating the small things. Investing in relationships, genuine relationships. Giving back. You know, when you take the focus off of you, that is a form of therapy. That psychiatrists, psychology will tell people, why don't you go volunteer somewhere? Take the focus off of you. Look at somebody else who may be in a worse situation. That is healing. Distraction. Because this mind here, and that is the subject of what I talked about, we need to work on deprogramming it and let it come down and self-regulate and not constantly spewing those hormones out. It's like, okay, let's reverse course, let's change, let's reduce the stress, let's get away from this situation so you can auto-regulate the system that says, oh, you're good now. All right, so we can take a rest. That's what you need. That's what your body needs. You need to be strong enough to make those decisions to correct the ship. No one's going to do it for you but you, sis. So if a situation is stressing you out that much, a society, why can't we leave? We are leaving to save ourselves. Don't listen to the negative, things in your ear. Oh, you're a sellout. Oh, you're going to leave us? What's going to happen to this? Listen, I'm saving myself. So less stress, lower cost of living, a mind shift, and then improve better relationships. No one's an island. We all need somebody, but make sure we choose wisely. All right, I don't know what else to tell you. I hope I made a point. My point that moving abroad can literally save your life. If your life is important to you, if you want to live in a less stressed environment, if you want to be able to breathe again, if you want to bring your blood pressure back to what it's supposed to be, don't try to achieve this and that. What's that going to do? You're going to make a good-looking corpse. I was trying to say in the podcast for tomorrow that this guy who wrote this book about, oh, take these companies from good to great and do this, do that, do that. Oh, yeah, he had all kinds of good ideas. And they said they found him dead at his desk from a heart attack. Oh, I can write books. I can give good advice, but can I take my own advice, please? Can I take care of myself, please? The people who are so successful, they're not very healthy, a lot of them. A certain person got to take pills to function. Is that what you want? No, that's not healthy. You can have $800 billion. Look at Steve Jobs. He had all that money when he got sick. I knew if he could have found a cure, he would have given up every dollar that he had. Good. I'm not saying that has to do with stress or whatever. But money, success, power, they can save your life, sis. I think a simpler life is the healthiest way to live. People don't need to know you. You don't need to say, oh, Maggie did that, or she wrote a book and she did that. How did she live? Did she look happy? All right, I'm going to stop right here. So I hope I made my point that do something. If you on the fence, sis, this is your call to do something before it's too late. No one's going to save you. The ship is on fire. Save thyself. Save yourself. All right, sis. I'll see you in the next video. Au revoir. À la prochaine. Bye.